In the dark and scary room, a small girl whispers sadly. Her mommy used to scream, but now she's silent, with open eyes that can't see anymore. The room is messy with her mommy's red blood. A mysterious figure looks at what it did and smiles, while the little girl inside is happy about the screams. She thinks they taste good. Suddenly, the door opens, and a scared man sees everything. The little girl thinks her daddy is next. The little girl, Tildie, wakes up suddenly and keeps saying the name Veeda. Veeda hurries into the room and turns on the light, reassuring Tildie and calling her by name. Tildie is scared and says that it came back. Veeda tries to comfort her, saying it was just a dream and that it won't come back. Still scared, Tildie says she doesn't want it to come back. Veeda strongly tells her that it won't happen again. Meanwhile, a shadowy figure watches silently from behind a one-way mirror. Kitty Pryde reflects on her familiar surroundings as her taxi leaves. Holding her 2 suitcases, she pauses to look at the house that used to be her home. Despite being damaged, the place now looks like nothing happened, as if time has stopped. She imagines a younger version of herself talking to Professor Xavier. He suggests sending her furniture to her new home or back to hometown. The younger Kitty says no, asking him to keep it there, expressing her intention to visit them whenever she can. Turning her attention back to the house, Kitty reflects that it's common of Professor Xavier to have it rebuilt in this manner, providing everyone with a sense of stability and continuity. Everything remains unchanged, including herself. Choosing not to use the front door, Kitty decides to pass through the wall beside it. On the other side, she encounters a memory of her younger self getting ready to leave. Instead, the teenage Kitty turns back, calling Professor Xavier a jerk. As she walks into the entrance, present-day Kitty reflects on feeling like a kid again, facing strong emotions. It's not the big threats like Sidri, Sentinels, or the brood that trouble her. It's the smaller pieces, the shards of herself. Setting her bags aside, Kitty heads toward the stairs, taking a moment to enjoy another memory. This time, her younger self surprises Pyotr Rasputin at the bottom of the steps, playfully holding mistletoe over his head and greeting him with, "Merry Christmas, sexy." Pyotr, always shy, opens his eyes in embarrassment and says her name. The present-day Kitty doesn't react and instead turns away, continuing to explore deeper into the house. Passing through yet another wall, Kitty hopes she's not late. Emerging on the other side, she finds herself on the stage of a crowded auditorium with the entire student body present. She simply says, "Hi," and acknowledges that she might be late. Emma Frost, wearing her usual revealing outfit, stands at the front talking. Cyclops and Beast are sitting close by. Addressing the student body, Emma introduces Kitty Pryde, remarking that she seems to enjoy making grand entrances. In response to Emma's public jab, Kitty apologizes, joking that she was busy remembering to put on all of her clothes. Kitty made a joke, but Emma is still teasing, saying she's very happy about Kitty joining them. While Kitty walks to her seat, Emma addresses the crowd, announcing that Miss Pryde will be teaching advanced computational theory. Cyclops gently shifts toward Kitty, expressing his pleasure at seeing her. With a knowing smile, Kitty apologizes for the timing, and jokingly asks if she missed the sorting hat. Beast mentioning just missed Scott's scintillating introduction speech. Continuing her address, Emma informs the students that, with Professor Xavier on sabbatical, Mr. Summers and herself will be acting heads of the school. Dr. McCoy and Miss Pryde will be part of the senior staff, along with Logan, who is currently elsewhere. Seeing the confusion, Kitty questions Beast about what elsewhere means. Beast playfully clarifies that they've narrowed it down to just else. Emma continues, emphasizing that the school is a place for learning, not only about their mutant gifts, but also about the world. She stresses the importance of respect for their teachers, both mutants and humans. The students are expected to control their powers, focusing on the safety of those around them. Emma makes it clear that any form of violence will not be tolerated. Without warning, 2 sentinels burst through the ceiling of the massive hall, with a third closing in from behind. The lead sentinel, following its prime directive to destroy mutants, reaches down to crush Emma Frost in its massive hand. The students react to the sudden threat, and the Beast starts to remove his suit and tie, preparing to intervene. Cyclops, without the need to change his clothing, opens his eye shield and projects his powerful optic blast. Despite the growing tension, Emma Frost stays calm as she presses some buttons on her control pad, turning off the danger room simulation called Scenario 274. The sentinels quickly vanish, exposing the undamaged roof above. As the students and senior staff process the recent events, Emma calls out to them. She answers her own question, stating that the first lesson they've learned is that others will always hate mutants, and they won't live in a world of peace. Emma emphasizes that control and nonviolence are crucial. Mutants must demonstrate themselves as a peaceful community, showing ordinary humans respect, compliance, and understanding. However, she warns that they should never mistake these actions for trust. Behind the closed doors of their bedroom, Scott expresses to Emma that she should have given him a heads up about her actions. Emma acknowledges that he would have said no, and Scott agrees, stating there would have been other reactions too. Emma defends her decision, explaining that she scanned the students and noticed almost 10% were excited about the prospect of a fight. When Scott begins to inquire about which students were involved, Emma stops him, clarifying that she's not Xavier. She promises to go through the roster and try to narrow it down. Moving closer, Emma smiles romantically, adding that she'll do it, but it can wait until tomorrow. The calm night on the mansion's grounds turns into a new day. The sun shines over the building, casting its light through the window into Scott and Emma's bedroom, revealing the couple cuddling.